Did somebody say unpopular opinions? Well, I've got one. And here's why I don't stream or really play on Hive. Hold up! Before I get into all these negatives like, blech, disgusting. I did actually meet a decent few people on there, and I'm sure that the people on the server are working their hardest every day to try and make it as entertaining and as addicting as possible. So it's not all doom and gloom. But speaking of doom and gloom, let's get into why I don't like the Hive. Now, since the dawn of my Minecraft career, I've mainly been a survival guy. I mean, look at my first 2 series, just boom, it's a let's play. Boom, it's a survival realm with my friends. And that's just what I've enjoyed. I mean, I played a survival world 2 years on my own. You could say that I'm in love with Minecraft's survival mode. That's where the problem kind of stems from, because I would want to play survival, but then I would have viewers saying, play Hive, play Hive, play Hive, play survival games, do Sky Wars. And I'm just here like, I want to place block to make it look like circle though. And then people are just like, bin off the survival. You're more known for Hive anyways. So it's just like, well, I'm becoming successful in something I enjoy less of. So, kinda awkward, right? Oh boy, that PvP left-clicking grind, baby. That was really deterring, not going to lie. I mean, at first I was like, oh yes, I must get good for my viewers. And at first it was more just, oh, I'll get good so that way I can show off more skill. But then it started becoming more, must get better, left click, boom, 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 boom. Like, I was becoming a tryhard. I was becoming what I hated, basically. Each and every day I would be going up against people who would be even stronger than I was, so I would need to be working 10 times as harder, going into my own free time to try and get better, rather than only on stream. To be honest, I've lost my free time. I have school now, trying to work out, trying to keep up with YouTube, streaming, all that jazz. There just wouldn't be enough time to even get better. So I would just slowly be getting worse and worse and less entertaining as the time went on. Hive streams, they were really fun. Not gonna lie, I straight up did it on my birthday. That's how much fun I was having with those streams. But with all good things, they do have to come to an end, as they do say. Every single time, it was basically the same people winning over and over and over again. And to go along with the really just boring outcomes, it was little to no innovation from what I've seen on the server, just in the game modes or like tweaking the game at all. I mean, nowadays though, when I hop back on Hive just once, I mean, I saw that they had this thing called flares, and yeah, that's innovation right there. So hey, Hive fixed the problem, so that's cool. So that, good on you, Hive, but it's still not enough for me, since they have all still the same game modes and no new ones. It was too little of innovation, too little for me to be able to innovate, and too little for me to still have fun. With a larger community, doesn't always mean that you're going to have every single person be a kind, nice, and decent human being. Hackers and people who try and ruin other people's fun,
They suck and they can go jump in a ditch.
Basically, it was almost every single stream at one point. We'd have to deal with a hacker. There would be people who would flip an auto-click, there would be people who had auto-aim, kill aura, all that type of stuff. You name it, they've got it. And yeah, it was annoying. And even I fell victim to one of them, and they were actually a pretty prevalent person and liked person in the community. Well, I don't know if they were liked, actually, now that I think about it. They were just popular. Having those people on the streams would then later turn into Discord drama, and then it's like, why is there a hacker? Oh my god, so many hackers, blah, 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 blah. And it was annoying. But Also, in turn, with hackers, there were also griefers, because if you didn't know, back on those Hive streams, at the end of the live stream, just to end it off, we'd have about a 20-minute period where we would do something called Sumo. It's basically where you're just punching them into infinity, but you're not killing them. You're basically just comboing them to the best of your ability. But there would always be people who would either murder others or they would break the flippin' platform. It was annoying. There was always that one kid who wanted to ruin everyone else's fun. And I had to treat the viewers like kindergartners too. We literally had people lined up like, oh, no swords. Gotta make sure you don't have a sword. And even then, with the flippin' lives, they would still have the sword. Now, something I really had not expected to even come to fruition is that there was a toxic community brewing. Now, this also can be put on myself, because, to be honest, I was pretty lackadaisical with moderating on my Discord server, and sort of on the live streams too, so I kind of have to own up to this one. It's kind of my fault for the toxic community. I was not responsible enough. I apologize, everybody. Please forgive me. Okay, but crying aside, we're here, talking about that toxic community. At one point, I was doing this too. Hackusating. And basically what hackusating is when the person's not actually hacking, and you're like going, hacker, they beat me because they're hacking. Almost every stream for the last few ones that I did, it was either during stream or after stream, somebody within the community was being called a hacker. And sometimes it was right. Sometimes the people were right. But still, it was annoying. It was annoying to say the least. To kind of go along with just people being annoying, it was people just being rude to each other. Like, they'd legitimately insult each other. They'd be like, ah, you suck. You suck. You're terrible. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, you telling somebody they suck or that they're bad isn't necessarily going to get them better. I mean, you could give them words of encouragement or just tips. You could give them tips like, oh, here's what you could do in this situation. And another thing was the entire community just overly try-harding. I'd say that about 70% of the community was people who were like, must PvP, must be God, I must rule upon it all. I must be the victor. And I get it. It's an area and a game where there's only one winner or one team that's a winner. So you're going to want to win. You're going to be the one who comes out on top, more likely than not. Not everybody's just in it just for the experience. The overly try-harding, it made people too competitive for my liking and for viewers' liking. Now, to quickly sum it up so you truly understand why I left Hive, I didn't enjoy doing it anymore. Life's too short to not do something you enjoy. And if I want to have YouTube as a career, and I corner myself into a community and or a game mode and or a game that I just don't enjoy, YouTube's not going to be enjoyable. My career's not going to be enjoyable. Life isn't going to be enjoyable. So really, at the end of the day, I stopped Hive for my own personal enjoyment. I want to be happy in life. I wasn't happy with Hive. And the content I'm doing now, even though it's slower growth than Hive, and I get less viewers, so be it. It'll come with time. Thank you, everyone who stood with me even after Hive. And thank you all for actually appreciating me and not just the game mode. But what can I say? It's been a real one. Peace! I wonder what today's comment section's gonna be looking like. Maybe nobody even cares. Who knows?